Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 615 of the Mike from Maine show, the place where we do daily interviews with successful online entrepreneurs. This is your host, Mike Thomas, and today on the show, we have Brett Rutecky on, and we're going to be talking about how the new Google update is actually going to allow you to make more money and rank higher in Google with the help of a little plugin. Let's get into it. Here's Brett. We are here today with Brett Rutecky. Brett, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks, Mike, for having me.
Brett, I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about yourself and the product that you're coming out with today, and something that the disaster that's coming to us in the form of a Google update.
Yeah, so, Mike, I've been on your show a couple of times before. I've told my story, so I won't go into my whole long story. But as you know, I started off as a freelance developer. I moved on to being an internet marketer. As an internet marketer, I find that I have needs for a lot of things. And being a developer, I kind of feel that there's a software solution for everything. So I tend to come out with software products that solve problems that I have in my internet marketing business. Now, this latest WordPress plugin that I came out with was actually originally designed for my own blog. And it's in response to the latest Google update, which came out on April 21st, just a couple of days ago. So this latest Google update that Google is put out very clearly says their intent. They've done other updates like Penguin, Pendant, Penguin, I can't say
Panda, Penguin,
all
Cheetah.
animals. Yes, there's like a whole zoo of animal updates that Google has come out with. And usually when they come out with an update, they just kind of like hit you with it. Like all of a sudden, like I think it happened to you at one time. Your sites just disappear, they're like, what happened?
It came out of nowhere.
Well, Google, they must had a conscience on this one because they actually made an announcement in February about this update. And they very clearly say what is happening and what we need to do. So the update that they're coming out with is related to mobile friendly. Google has recognized that mobile search is very important now, that people are using, mobile devices. And they also recognize that people don't want to search and then come to a website that they can't read because it's not mobile responsive. So they're now saying that any website that is not mobile responsive is going to get a penalty in the search rankings. Any website that is mobile responsive is going to get a boost in the search rankings. And they're very clear about this. There's no gray area. Either you fit their standards and you get a boost, or you don't and you get a penalty. My site...
It makes sense. It makes sense, Brett. Sorry to interrupt, but it makes sense because being mobile friendly, like not being mobile friendly in this day and age, I always get asked by my audience whenever someone comes on my show and they're talking about a piece of software, they're like, is it mobile friendly? Will it work on mobile devices? Is it mobile responsive? It's a question they get asked. If I don't ask that question during the interview, someone's going to email me and ask me if it's actually going to work on mobile devices. It's a sign of whether or not that website is continually being worked on. Like a website that has been made back in 2005, and they've kind of just left it there, and it's a stagnant website. It's a sign that people aren't really taking care of it. If it's mobile friendly now, it shows that those people are still maintaining it, and then it's more relevant. Google wants to give their customers, who the people searching, and they're making money from their ad revenue from these people searching, they want to give them a good user experience. So therefore, it only makes sense that they want to make sure that these results are going to show up correctly on mobile devices and be up to date.
Well, Google's not stupid. I mean, right now, they're the biggest search engine in the world, but they're not dumb. They know there's big companies looking for their spot. I mean, Bing is backed by Microsoft, and Microsoft got just as much push as Google does, maybe even a little bit more. So, yes, you're right. They're always trying to make sure that people are happy with the results they get from Google, because if people aren't happy, maybe they'll start searching with another search engine. And Google knows. I mean, if I'm searching for something on my phone and I look at the first result from Google, I go ahead and I tap it, and it's some website that I can't even read, I'm not going to be very happy now, am I? Yeah. And if that keeps happening in Google, well, maybe I'll start going to Bing instead. So they need to make sure that their customers are happy. They need to make sure they're showing relevant websites that you can actually use and read on your mobile device. And that's why they released this update. And they're very clearly saying, like I said, it's not like they're unclear about it. If you're mobile responsive, you get a boost. If you're not, you get a penalty, period.
And this is a huge opportunity for people that are perhaps maybe they've got newer websites, they've had trouble ranking. There's other websites that have been around for a long time that are just sitting there above them in the search engines. This is a big opportunity for people.
You know, everybody's calling this Mobilegeddon. Like, you can actually go to Google right now and you can search for the word Mobilegeddon, and this is what they're talking about. I mean, and of course they're referencing Armageddon, right? You know, like the end of everything, because that's exactly what you just said. You know, a lot of the high-ranking websites are sites that have been indexed for a long time, sites that have been around for 10 years, 15 years, got thousands of backlinks, and I mean, you can never compete with them. You can't compete with their keywords. But the thing is, those sites were made 10, 15 years ago, before mobile responsiveness was even an issue. I mean, 15 years ago, I had a flip phone with a 3-inch screen, you know? So they're not mobile responsive sites. And that's where Mobilegeddon is coming from. All these websites are going to start losing their rankings. But that also means there's an opportunity. The opportunity for somebody to slip in there and not get penalized, get a boost from being mobile responsive, and steal some of those other people's rankings.
And all you need to do is become mobile responsive.
Well, yeah, Google tells you all you need to do is just follow what we say, and you know you will get a boost there. And you know, all these old sites that are ranking really well, you know, they didn't use CMSs like WordPress. They were all hand coded from 10, 15 years ago. So there's webmasters right now like struggling to try to update all these websites with 200 pages they have to fix every one. If you get in there quickly, you could start getting ranking higher and basically steal it away from them. You know, Google actually has a mobile friendly test. And the day that this launch went live, the test went down. The test site went down. It was actually unavailable because so many people were going and testing their sites.
I went there and tested my site too. I was like, "Is Mike from Maine working on here? Is my site mobile friendly?" Sure enough, it was mobile friendly. But
I tested your site too.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure. Cool, man. Okay, so on the sales page for this, I want to take a look inside and actually show people. It says one-click plugin ranks you page one for real money-making keywords by exploiting Google's latest update. Tell us what this was all about here. Like ranking page one for money-making keywords. I know you, and I know you are not a hypey guy, and I know this is sales copy talk here. So bring me down to the Brett Rutecky level and tell me what this title means.
Well, the page run rankings comes back to what I was just saying. There are a lot of people. You start a website now, and there's a lot of keywords you're just going to not rank for. Mm-hmm. It's just not going to happen because they're competitive keywords, because people have basically gobbled them up, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and you just don't have an opportunity. And, these people are the ones that are calling it Mobilegeddon. These are the ones that are worried about it. But, the smart marketer, the smart businessman turns opportunity into advantage, right?
Sure.
And this can be an advantage for the new person to finally level the playing field, because they're getting a penalty now. They're not getting rewarded for being this old website that is, tons of backlinks anymore. Instead, Google's saying, hey, you're not a modern website. We don't really like you anymore.
Yeah, and there's some facts here on the page I thought were kind of funny on your sales page. 75% of Americans admit to bringing their phone to the bathroom. I'm sure that 99% of people watching this interview have brought their phone in the bathroom. People search on their mobile devices all the time, playing games, searching on the bus, on the train. Sometimes, unfortunately, while people are driving, they're using their phones. I don't recommend that. But yeah, everywhere people are using their mobile devices, and if I go to a site that is not mobile responsive, I'm going to back out of it. So let's take a look inside, Brett, and see actually how this works.
Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. All right, Mike, so I set up a WordPress testing blog to do a demonstration and also to test myself when I created this plugin. So here is my testing blog, and you can see it's an atypical blog, 3-column format, content in the middle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this URL. I'm going to go over to this handy little tool that Google gives us to test if a website is mobile friendly. I'll go ahead and I'm going to click on the Analyze button.
And I've used this tool as well. Sometimes it takes a little while. Oh, that was pretty quick, actually.
Well, yeah, it's because it's a testing blog. It only has a couple of pages. If it was a like my blog would have taken forever because Google would be testing all my pages on my blog. And you can actually see right here, Google is telling us this is not a mobile friendly site. It has problems with it. The text is too small, links are too close together.
Mm-hmm.
You can see if they're very specific on their standards. Like it's not just good enough to say like, oh, it looks fine to me. Google has very specific standards that you need to follow in order to pass their test. So let me go over here now. You see this website is not mobile compliant.
And you can see that it's not mobile compliant as well there. Like if you were to go on there and try to click on those recent posts, it would be a pain in the butt.
And, there's actually a really big like hidden problem that a lot of people are having, especially people that are using WordPress sites, is, you get a WordPress site and it comes with like plugins and widgets and stuff like that you're using. Mm-hmm. So like say if you're building your site, like my blog actually has widgets that I use inside of my website. So if I go and change my theme, I'm going to go to Code Canyon or something, and I'll buy a new theme for my site. I lose all those widgets. I lose the functionality of my website. So like, that's why I had this massive problem with this update, because it's like, whoa, I can't just change my theme because I'm going to like destroy my website here.
Got it.
So I needed some other way, and I know a lot of other people are going to need it as well. I'm more a less intrusive way to fix this problem. So here I am. I'm actually on the WordPress admin area for that blog. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on plugins. I'm going to add a new one. Upload a plugin. Browse. Mobile Optimize Pro plugin. Open. Install it. Activate it. Go back over here. And let's reanalyze.
So that all you did was install that plugin.
And now it is mobile friendly. And also, let me go back to the blog now as well. Remember, I had said about, if you just change your theme, you're going to destroy your site. Mm-hmm. This is not just changing your theme. This is actually showing Google a mobile-friendly version of your site. You can say, just refresh the page. The page has not changed at all for me. So if I have custom widgets or special stuff on my website that I don't want to lose, I don't lose that at all. But Google now sees a mobile-friendly version of the site. So Google is happy. I'm not getting penalized. I'm in fact getting rewarded. And people are still seeing the website the way I want them to.
And I want to point out there's some text there, like that video test iframe width. I don't think that's being caused by your plugin. I think that's already there like that. Is that correct?
Oh no, yeah, that's not caused by the plugin at all. That was just actually me when I used this testing blog for testing the plugin, and that was just me putting code in and stuff as well to see if it would still show up.
I could see someone watching being like, wait a minute, it's all messed up there. And you can actually see there on the phone, it looks different, and it's mobile friendly. Like someone that had their iPhone and was going through, this is a much easier way to be able to browse that website.
Yeah, so now mobile friendly people can see, and you can actually set the plugin. The plugin does have some options now. You could just activate it and use it just like I just did, but the plugin does have options. Of course, it has help right inside in case you need it. It's pretty easy to use, but I always put help inside of my plugins. But the plugin does have two whole options here, and it does actually ask you, do you want to show it to all mobile devices? Do you want all, to be mobile responsive on all mobile devices, or just only to Google?
So if you just want Google to see it like that, and you don't want to change it for other places, like you can just show that to Google like that, so that you don't have that penalty.
Yeah, you see, Google is like, Google's a 300-pound gorilla on the internet, but one thing you can always count on by Google is they follow the rules. Like they're like a stickler for the rules. They're like the yuppies of the internet. And one of the rules is that search engines must identify themselves to the web server. Mm-hmm. So Google has to identify themselves. So we could actually just say, hey, we'll only show this to Google, and we know it's Google because Google is required to identify themselves.
Got it. So when Google comes in, when their spiders come in and they're coming in and looking at your website, that you're just going to show that version that you want them to see. And if you don't want to have it like that for other ones, you don't need to. I wanted to see, before you stop sharing, did you have some other templates that are available that you maybe wanted to show us?
Well, this comes with, the way, like I said, the way this works is it shows you a a mobile responsive template,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to showing your regular template. So it basically switches on the fly and shows it either to Google or anybody on a mobile device,
Okay.
which actually is the ideal thing. You basically have a specialized site for mobile people and a specialized site for desktop people. It does come with some additional templates. They're largely the same. They're just different color schemes and stuff. So that way you can fit one that will match the color scheme of your site. It doesn't make sense to show, a template with a green background if your regular website has a red color scheme.
Got it. Okay, cool. Okay, I mean that's simple enough. Now you've changed that website. It's mobile friendly. If it's been sitting there in Google and it's been struggling to go up in the search engines, and the sites above it aren't mobile friendly, then you're gonna have an advantage. It's not guaranteed that you're gonna get number one rankings, but it's gonna be another way that you're gonna be able to get an advantage over your competitors.
Yeah, I mean, I can't, I'm a straightforward guy, and I can't say that things are guaranteed. I mean, I can't guarantee I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, so nothing in the world is guaranteed, including you.
Yeah.
But what we do know, and we know it for sure, what I can guarantee is that Google does tell us that if you're not mobile responsive, you're going to get a penalty.
As far as making money with this is concerned, any ideas as far as how this whole Google mobile get-in and using your plugin, any ways that people can go out there and monetize this opportunity?
What I would actually suggest people do is target ClickBank products, but older ones. You want to look for older ones, products that are getting a lot of traffic, that are already selling well, that are established, because those older ones are going to have older affiliates that are not going to be mobile responsive because they made their site several years ago before it became an issue. Those are the opportunities for you that you can go ahead and grab their rankings now. So, everybody's always looking for the newest and greatest thing, and that's cool. But there's a lot of old evergreen products out there that are constantly selling. They sell thousands of copies, Now you can start targeting these older ones. So especially if you see a site for a product that hey, wow, this isn't that great. Well, now you can start trying to steal their rankings away.
Could also see people going out there and approaching people with websites that aren't mobile responsive, and just saying hey, I'll give me $50 and I'll make your website mobile responsive for you. And I mean that some people are going to want it. You might have to reach out to a lot of people to do it, or you might have to put a gig on Fiverr to do it or something like that. You get $5 per thing. Can you do that with the plugin, or do you need another version of it to be able to install it?
Well, the plugin actually comes the front end offer for the plugin comes with 3 different flavors. So there's the $17 one site. This is the I got one site. You would probably buy that if you weren't compliant.
Mm-hmm.
I got one site, I need to fix it, Brett. I pay $17, which is a great deal because trying to get a developer to fix your theme for you is going to cost you $50 an hour. So that's the $17 one site. Then there's a $27 5 sites. That's for the person that's just trying to fix a couple of sites, usually for himself. And then there's the $37 unlimited, and that you can use clients, friends, family, whatever. You can do whatever you want. You can fix it for them. Put the plugin on their site for them. You just can't give them the plugin.
Got it. You can't say to them, hey, here, take this plugin and put it on your website. You'd have to offer it to them as a service.
Yes, you have to offer it to them as a service. So they, obviously you're giving them the plugin because you're putting it on their site, but you're doing it as a service, not just selling them the plugin and saying, here, you're on your own.
Got it. Okay. So we've got those options. What about one-time offers? What should people expect after?
Well, the first one-time offer is my most favorite thing. I make I'm not shy about saying it, that I believe one of the best things you can do online is to sell your own product. So I started thinking about how that can apply to this. Well, about 18% of all websites in the world use WordPress. So that means there's about 30 million websites in the world using WordPress. Well, I'm not going to sell 30 million copies of this myself. So there's a massive market out there for everybody. So the first OTO is the right to resell this product, to actually create a sales page, to rebrand it if you want. You can change the name of the plugin. You're free to do whatever you want with it to brand it yourself, and you can sell this on your own. So And if you want to create your own website, put your own logo on it, and we actually include a sales page for you too.
Oh, okay.
And then all of a sudden, start selling your, Mike's Mobile Fix. You can do that.
And you could sell that more for more than the perceived value there when you sell software is higher than if you're selling a service. You're selling something that has a it's almost like software has like a physical value to it. It's more tangible than information products and whatnot. So if you were to go out there, how much would you recommend selling it for?
I charge $49 to be honest with you. When this is done, when my launch is over, I'm raising the price to $97. And as you know, all my products are evergreen. I continue to sell them. I continue to promote them. I don't just forget about them after launch. I am 100% sure I will continue to sell this at $97 without a problem.
Cool.
So I would actually charge people $49 because you don't have any costs. And even inside the plugin, like I said, it has a little help area. You're free to leave that in there and just let me do the support if you need as well.
So all they would have to do is they buy that license to sell it. They get the sales page. They set it up in JVZoo, and they get all the money that comes to them. They get all the email subscribers that come to them, and you do the support.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Yeah.
Cool, cool. And I think there's one more one-time offer.
Yeah, the other one is actually my partner. I have a partner in this launch that's handling the marketing aspect, and I was talking to him, and I knew that Austin made money with niche websites. I knew that's how he got started in the business. Whereas I got started as a freelance developer, he got started making niche websites and making money with niche websites. And I after talking to him for a little while, I convinced him, we need to show these people how you do that. So he created a training course that shows people how he makes money with niche websites as well, which is going to be really relevant to this plugin because you're trying to steal some keywords and rank better by being compliant with Google's requirements. And this will take it a step further and teach you how you can find the keywords, how you can create the websites, how you can monetize the websites, that type of thing.
It creates almost a whole new thing to search for in Google when trying to rank websites now. If you go out there and you search for websites that have high rankings but aren't mobile friendly, you can see that as an opportunity. I mean, sure, you're not going to outrank like CNN.com if they're not mobile friendly. Like it's going to give you an advantage, but it's going to give you a realistic advantage. If there are long tail keywords that are and you're competing with something that's a little bit long tail, maybe has like 1,000 searches a month, and it's not mobile friendly. If you make your website mobile friendly, you're going to have an advantage over that one.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to think that you're going to go out there and start, kicking Realtor.com in the teeth, because that's not going to happen. I mean, they have, they're a multi-million dollar. They have a multi-million dollar advertising budget. You're not going to beat them. But like you had said, for long tail keywords, for specific niche keywords, even in niches, everybody says you got to use a niche to try to make money, and you got to have well picked keywords. The simple fact is everybody's trying to do it. So if you can have an advantage over them, I mean, you need to take it.
Brett, thank you so much for coming on the show again. Always a pleasure. Is there anything else, anything we missed, anything you wanted to mention before we wrap it up?
I think we covered everything. The only thing I would mention in the end is that although that this offer is going to be forever, I'm going to be selling this software, indefinitely. It is the special pricing, it is the launch pricing, and after that, after the launch is over, it's going to go up again.
And I know you don't just say that; you actually do raise those prices. How long until the price goes up? How long is the launch going on for?
7 days.
7 days. Cool. Brett, again, thank you, and best of luck with your launch.
All right, thanks, Mike.
I hope you enjoyed my interview today with Brett. If you are interested in picking up Mobile Optimize Pro, you're going to want to come back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You'll pick it up at the lowest price. Plus, I'll have a special bonus discount code for you. So make sure you come back. You can check out my review, look up for my email, check out the interview. I'll have that bonus discount code there for you so you can get a $5 discount off of that price during the first 24 hours. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.